Good morning, all. Myself, Sumaya, and my thesis topic is Tourist Community Center, Pondicherry. And the first step I do to design a tourist community center is to figure out the history and tourist potential of the site. Looking into the history of Pondicherry, before independence, India was under various colonial rule for centuries, and they built settlements in various parts of the country with their own architectural style, and to portray their culture in those regions. The history of Pondicherry also have various foreign influences such as Dutch, Portuguese, Danish, English, and French. Of all the foreign influence, it was French that made a strong footprint in this region as they ruled for over 3 decades. The uniqueness of Pondicherry is on some key aspects, such as the uniqueness of Pondicherry can be seen in some key aspects, such as in its cultural heritage, street life, architecture, local culture, art and craft, cuisines, etc. The evolution of the city clearly shows that development is concentrated into a small fortified area. Development is concentrated on a small fortified area, but recent rapid urbanization has transformed the city into the region into a city with a high density of population, poor infrastructure, and slowly losing its charm as a city with the legacy of French. Then my research is a process of arriving at an appropriate solution to the problem through a community center, and this would be a platform for people all over the world to come and explore the uniqueness of Pondicherry. Through this, city has to move forward from its current position as a weekend tourist spot to a versatile tourist spot that offer activities throughout the year. My study aim the thesis aimed to design a community center, an underlying layer that bound overall entertainment and cultural facility to a large group of residential as well as foreign audience through the concept of reinterpreting the legacy of Pondicherry. It's a live project under Smart City Mission 2017 about vision about transforming Pondicherry into a global tourist destination. The proposal also has a vision about revitalization of underutilized site and to become a node that link the tourist network. The project is stakeholder by government of Pondicherry. The study involves with the following objective: to study the legacy of Pondicherry, to study what the city lacks and what the city needs, understanding the social and cultural need of the community, to provide design intervention so as to preserve and use the existing architectural heritage. Then introducing the site is at Pondicherry and the context, while looking into the context, this is the master plan, Pondicherry Municipality Master Plan. And while looking into the master plan, we can able to understand that the development is concentrated on the White Town area and the density is maximum here. And we can easily identify the lack of open spaces in the city limit. At the same time, many unused spaces are identified. Many unused spaces are identified and are numbered as 1, 2, 3, and 4. Listing down the potential sites around the White Town, the site numbered as 1 was the old mill complex, and site number 2 is the distillery plant in the beach promenade. Site number 3 is the old fishing harbor, and site number 4 is the old port of Pondicherry. While looking through the unused spaces around the main tourist port, the old port of Pondicherry as an ideal location for tourist community center because the port have a huge role in the development of city. We can say that this area have an important mark in the history for all the fame that Pondicherry has today. So old port is the site. The old port of Pondicherry is selected as a site for tourist community center, and we can use the adjacent bridge pier, the Grand Canal, the beach promenade, and the fishing harbor, and linking all these four things and establish another tourist circuit in a master plan level. Then sheet. So site number 4 is selected as for the purpose of tourist center, since it have valid strength and more opportunities. Then came to the site. This is the proposed 19 acres plot at Old Port of Pondicherry, which has seven port warehouses, which is historically relevant. The development also focus on the underdeveloped beach promenade, and 3 kilometer stretch of Grand Canal, which is now used used as a sewage dump. Then and then to the climatological factor, climate is tropically wet and dry, and which is similar to Tamil Nadu, with an average temperature of 40 degrees Celsius, and have a precipitation in the month of October and November. Then looking into the on-site factors, in the site we have four possible access points. The first is from the beach road, the second is from the beach promenade, and third is from the Uppalam road. The fourth is an existing entry from Rue Dumas road. The site have visual access from the Uppalam road and beach promenade. Since site experience sea breeze during daytime and land breeze during night, the high wall on the the site is most of the time site have a good flow of wind. And the high wall on the beach side hinder the wind flow and create a wind blank spot here. Then the classifying the existing buildings based on structural analysis and heritage significance. Building number 4, one second. Building number 4 and 6 need to be demolished since they are not structurally stable and effective for adaptive reuse. The other building can be reused with appropriate design solution. To build in heritage zone, the guidelines from INDAC Pondicherry need to be followed. And finally, we summarize it with a SWOT analysis. Next is getting into the case study. First is Delhi Haat Janakpuri. It is a place to celebrate culture and to give a new life to the city. This is selected because it have close connection with my project in various aspects, such as scale of the project, architectural style with respect to context, and type of facilities incorporated. Then the site have two entries. The site have two entries. For the primary entry from the main road and secondary entrance through a service road. The site have two entry, which is primary entry lead to a central plaza, followed by ticket counter and all, and people disperse to other zone such as expo hall, auditorium, food court, commercial outlets, etc. And through this secondary entry, people can access the craft shop and amphitheater, and hence manage the crowd during peak hours. And the climatological adaptation such as giving green cover, and use of veranda as a barrier from the direct sunlight, which keep the building comfortable for the harsh climate of Delhi. Then my next case study is Delhi Haat INA. Delhi Haat INA is based on the concept of an open village Haat. We can see the images here. This was the first Haat on Delhi. It is a really good, successful project. After that, the Delhi Haat Janakpuri was built. Delhi Haat is based on the concept of Delhi Haat INA is based on the concept of an open village Haat. The idea was to provide a marketing space for the artisans to sell their product directly to the customer. The Linear Spine organization give an ambience of shopping street, but the absence of loop circulation makes a messy feeling. One can't progress through the site in a continuous sequence. We need to cross the circulation in a zigzag manner to cover all the stalls, so it get a messy feeling. The architectural character evoke the sense of village, the thatch roof and the use of exposed brick, etc. create, and the splash of colors, etc. give a feeling of a traditional craft village. Then this is the circulation plan. Then the landscape along with the seating space provide the visitors to take rest in the shade. All the buildings are at same height, so it make no emphasis on massing. The use of dark colors create a rural ambience. Then next case study is Aurovilla Visitor Center. The Aurovilla Visitor and Reception Center is a popular place for the use of visitors and Aurovillans alike, and it is designed by architect Suhasini Iyer. Getting into the layout, the entire facility is explored through a single loop. The audio, visual, and exhibition center give a quick information about Aurovilla. Then the people move to the Oro boutique. Where we get handmade products from Auroville, directly from Aurovillans, and then it is linked to the cafe. And it is linked to cafe and an open air theater in between. An open air theater, like a small amphitheater in between, act as a centripetal space that draw visitor attention. Then while analyzing in building level, the entire complex is built in according with the regional construction and material. The use of entire material give a natural finish. Special emphasis has been given to natural lighting and ventilation in building as a renewable energy source. The plan for the building was to limit the use of concrete and steel. It is popular and pleasant complex specifically designed for visitors from all over the world with the local climate and material and building skill influencing the design. Then next is Highline, New York, which is a literature case study which aims to reclaim the abandoned railway structure in an attempt to reclaiming the abandoned railway structure is an attempt to revitalize neighborhood. The revitalization of the design completed in 3 sections through three topics. First is invention of new paving system that merges with the landscape, harder material, and organic plant life with the harder material to promote the sense of duration, the careful use of dimension and scale. This was the image before the redevelopment of Highline before 1999. Then various interesting landscape and seating spaces are given to get careful sense of dimension and scale. The nearby buildings have accessibility towards the Highline. The inferences from the project are multiple access and exit points along the length to make the circulation easier. The elevated rail provide 360-degree view to the city. The under space is utilized for markets. Under space of Highline is used for market spaces and vendor shop. Peel-up typology of seating merges with the landscape. Nearby buildings converted to art galleries and restaurants, and it have easy access to the Highline. These are the inferences which I found from the project. Then moving to the case study analysis. Understanding the positives and negatives of various case studies using various parameters, and finally get into the inference. While designing a civic center, we need to give special attention on the selection of location, ensuring safety inside the complex, give more attention on crowd management, transportation facility, the incorporating how give attention for incorporating various attention while handling different user group. Then multi activities for these user group need to be provided to make the complex active 24/7. Then the connectivity, the visual connectivity is very important. Then the legibility of the project is very important. Then moving to the next, from the case studies and standards, I figured out an approximate built-up area for the complex, and it is about 16,900 square meter. Then getting into the concept, I mainly focused on the social and economic development. Social and economic development. The social development is achieved by integrating the community and showcase the culture of Pondicherry to the world. The economic development focus on the environmental development by solving the existing issues and to uplift the community financially through income generation. And the design strategy for environmental development through improving public access to water, improving service for the community, enhance the recreational resources for the citizen, connecting the adjacent unused spaces, establish a relationship between community. Then my special topic is to incorporate the French influence into the design, which I try to incorporate French lifestyle, French activities and their architecture in various aspects of design. In planning, I try to incorporate the grid iron planning and the idea of French street to create visual access. Then the French lifestyle, such as spending more outdoor time, food and beverages, dance and music, fashion. These are portrayed through various activities such as food, food street, opera halls, art and craft center, restaurants, etc. The French architecture is incorporated in planning and massing by the use of French elements. Then these all are some of the images, conceptual images of space, which I try to give more attention for the users, the outdoor workshop that grab attention of people, the outdoor workshop that grab attention of people, the building that open to the node, and outdoor workshops so people can view what craftsmen working, the semi-open spaces so people can see the outdoor exhibit while walking. Then moving to the next sheet. Design intervention in master, this is the design intervention in master plan level. Design intervention in master plan level by developing the nearby derelict spaces around the site and create a new tourist circuit within a few kilometers. The map shows the tourist circuit. The tourists get into the tourist community center. From there, they get into the bridge pier where we provide shipping and this map shows the tourist circuit. First, the tourists get into the tourist community center. From there, they get into the bridge pier, where we provide shipping, and they can enjoy the beauty of Arabian Sea and get into the old fishing harbor. From there, they have the walk back to the destination through the Grand Canal, through the well-designed landscape along the Grand Canal by enjoying the food street in the Uppalam Road. And my second design strategy is to improve the public accessibility towards the water. The beach promenade and Grand Canal are now not treated properly, and no proper accessibility of water in a good way. So the place were used for antisocial activities and for depositing waste. These were some of the images showing Grand Canal. The situation of Grand Canal now, it's fully contaminated, and it is such a headache to the city. So next is I would like to give a new lip through by giving public accessibility to the water body by incorporating various activities along the water body in a safe manner. Then the second design strategy is next is the adaptive reuse of old buildings or adaptive reuse of existing building having heritage significance. The existing building built on French period are restored and give a new look and reused with appropriate function. And my special topic is to incorporate the French legacy into the design. Initially, the activities inside the complex, such as food street, opera hall, art and craft center, French restaurants, etc., selected with respect to the French culture. Now, in planning and massing, the grid and planning with the street having visual axis, and pitched roof at different level are incorporated. The form of the entire complex is developed in according to the existing character of the building. Then moving into the zoning, the building mark in red are existing, and the building mark in yellow are the new addition. Then came to the zoning, the yellow arrow shows the user movement and the white arrow shows the service circulation of service vehicle. The vehicle access is restricted to the entry at the beach road and along the beach promenade. No other vehicle is accessible inside the complex other than the service vehicle. The main entry to the complex is from the beach promenade. From the entry itself, we have a visual access towards the end, which evoke the character of French street. And the entrance itself, we have an information center. We have the information center where we get a quick idea about the complex and Pondicherry from the start itself. This building is an adaptive reused one, so the building itself speak about the past. We need to move to the museum. Then we move to the Museum of Pondicherry, where we know more about the city. The museum is a new addition to the complex. Still, we use the French elements into the design. After that, the Anchor Textile Shop and Craft. After that, the Anchor Textile Shop and Craft Workshop. These were zoned adjacent to the service road. For easy transportation of goods. Also, the craft center is this craft workshop is a semi-institutional one, so it need to be zoned in a silent zone from the other facilities such as the pub, then the community hall, opera hall, and the museum, etc. These all other facilities are little noisy, so this need to be in a silent zone. Then the craft center is extended to a sculpture garden extended to outdoor through a sculpture garden, so that open air exhibitions can be conducted here. From here, we reaches the main axis. And here we have a restaurant where we can enjoy the French cuisine. The restaurant is directly accessible from the main street also. The unused railway line which we discussed earlier, the site have an unused railway line, which is now it's converted to elevated high line, and it's converted to a vibrant pedestrian zone, and it's connected from the nearby restaurant. The complex have a secondary entry through Chamber of Commerce. The entrance helped to manage the crowd in Community Hall and Opera Hall, at the peak time. At the end, we have the amphitheater. And the food street on the Uppalam Road. The tourists can enjoy food along with the beauty of Grand Canal. Another interesting feature is the adaptive reuse of existing bridge pier. Um, and the walkway to the bridge pier is converted to a landscape zone, and the seafood restaurant and a pub is placed at the end. The underside of the bridge pier is used as a fisherman market where tourists can enjoy fishing. This is the site layout, which shows the White Town on the north, then the Arabian Sea on the east, then the Fisherman Residential Colony on the south, and the Pondicherry Railway Station on the west. These were the entries: the primary entry, the secondary entry, and the exit towards the Grand Canal. Then the buildings are of pitched roof at different levels. And this image shows the view towards the complex from the bridge pier. This is the visual axis, a shaded visual axis, the front street. Then these were the images showing the, one second. These were the images showing the massing. Then this is the user movement pattern, the visual axis along the site for easy connectivity, which evolved from the French gridiron planning. Next is the site section which shows the design relationship to its context. The detail here is the beach promenade. Then we have the High Line. One second. This is the beach promenade. This is the High Line. This is the information center. Then the anchor shop. Then this is the art and craft center. Here we have the sculpture garden. Then the OAT. Then to the food street. Then the detail B. Here it is. The detail B is the beach promenade, which ensures safe public access to water. Various activities such as performance area, cycle track, skating track, movie walls, etc. are provided. Then this is the conceptual sketches, which shows the design strategy to give public accessibility to the water body. Then these are the buildings. The section is taken through here, and the graph. We can see that the buildings are linked using courtyards, interlinked using courtyards. The art and craft center. This is the art and craft center, which is extended to the sculpture garden, and there is a nearby open air theater can be used for outdoor lecture. Then this is the detail A. Detail A explain about the relationship of food court to the nearby street. The sub road adjacent to the food court is converted to a non-motorized pedestrian zone, and then and it is linked to the motorized road using pavilions. the NMT link, non-motorized long road, linked to the motorized road using pavilions so that people can park their vehicle and get into the pedestrian road. This is the detail A, that this is the food court. Then it is linked to the non-motorized road along with the landscape corridor. Then it is here we give public access to the Grand Canal. Then the motorized, it is linked to the motorized road using viewing pavilions. Okay, these were the the image showing the after the redevelopment of Grand Canal. This was the food street. Then this is also the image of Grand Canal. This is the bridge pier, which the top side is used as a pub and underside is used as a pub and seafood restaurant on top, and fisherman market at the bottom. Next came to the design, the key plan. This is the key plan showing. In the key plan, we have the information center and museum. Information center and museum. First, we get into from the entry itself. We have the information center, and we get into a lobby space. After that, we get into an exhibition space and an audio-visual room where we get information about quick information about the complex as well as Pondicherry. After that, we get into the main axis. Main visual axis. After that, from there we get into the Museum of Pondicherry. Museum of Pondicherry. Okay, the Museum of Pondicherry. The entire street is well shaded. The entire street is well shaded using palm trees, and the linear water body facilitate evaporative cooling. The linear water bodies facilitate evaporative cooling. The street seatings are provided so that people can enjoy the street performance in a shaded area. The Museum of Pondicherry is a new addition. Still, we use French architectural detail into it. First, we get into a veranda with the French pillars, then to the lobby space with the display area, then move to the display corridor with the arched walkway and display in between. Then get into the main display area. Then we get into the main display area. Then accessibility to the first floor is through the stairway on the front. And these are the views. These are the views. The display wall here, display wall, and the display corridor, street music in the street. Okay, then these are the sections and elevation. These were the this is the information center, and this one is the Museum of Pondicherry. Okay. The next is the Art and Craft Center, which is more people friendly. The visitors can enter. Sorry. This is the Anchor Textile Shop. This is an adaptive reused building. Two adjacent buildings were chosen for fashion textile anchor shop, and the space in between can be used as a fashion street for local vendors. Fashion street where local vendors can sell their product. First building is the textile museum, and the next is the branded textile anchor shop. These are the images showing the before and after condition of the warehouse. The section and elevation shows the massing and architectural detail. Then Moving to the Art and Craft Center. The Art and Craft Center, which is more people friendly, the visitors can interact with the artisans and get opportunity to see what they really do. The Art and Craft Center include art studio, workshop, work courtyard, exhibition hall, art stalls where tourists can buy things directly from artisans. From there, we step out to the sculpture garden and outdoor work come and outdoor work come exhibition area. Getting into the lobby, then an indoor work court where we can see the artisans working. Then we have two studios, then the main exhibition hall, and people walking through this and these axes can uh, see the craftsman working here in the art stalls and buy things directly from the artisans. Then this is the images of sculpture garden. Then these are some conceptual sketches where we use the concept of using direct light to lit interior, etc. This was the section which shows building relationship to its context, like work courtyard, art stall. The people can buy things from here. Then the sculpture garden, the complex is extended to an outdoor exhibition space and a sculpture garden. Then we move to the, then after that, from there we step out, from the sculpture garden, we step out again to the main axis where we have the Indo-French restaurant. We have the Indo-French restaurant uh, where we have separate counter for Indian food and French cuisine, where we have counter for Indian and French restaurant in theme, and the restaurant is connected to High Line from the first floor. This restaurant is connected to the High Line from the first floor. These were and these were some of the conceptual sketches of High Line converted to a vibrant social gathering space. I take some interesting details from the High Line New York, which I used as a literature case study. One example is the seating, the peel-up typology of seating space, which I took from the literature case study. Then finally, this sheet shows the service plan, the transformer and water tank near parking, and STP collection point near the food court. So that waste collection will be easy and it's near to the service road. The line marked in red are electrical line and the line marked in yellow is the sewage line. So this is all about my project. Thank you.